Good afternoon and evening, and welcome to another edition of the Daily Fix. I am your usual host and presenter, Advocate Tuloyani. I had intended to move away a little bit from Absalom Zungu, but there is just so much that this ordinary Zulu man has told the Pretoria High Court. And one of the most interesting things that I want to bring you this afternoon and evening came up during the re-examination of Absalom Zungu by Advocate Mnisi. Mnisi asked or put a proposition to Zungu that you have heard the evidence of Brigadier Gininda before this court to the effect that he got information from you that led to the arrest of both accused number 1 and 2, Sibiya and Ntanzi. And the question that Advocate Mnisi put to him was, what did you make of that? Absalom Zungu, true to form, said, I don't want to answer any more of these things. I have said enough before this court. But interestingly, he then went on to say that the whole thing was concocted. He told the Pretoria High Court it was simply concocted to implicate innocent people in a commission of a crime they had nothing to do with. He also told the Pretoria High Court that he was also being victimized in this grand plot to falsely implicate accused 1 and 2 in the matter of MEYIWA. Take a listen to this.
Now, under cross-examination by the state, Advocate Baloyi, your attention was brought to the fact that Brigadier Gininda told the court that he arrested accused number 1 and accused number 2 on the basis of the information that was contained in the statement that he obtained from you.
Umnumzane Baloyi ke uma ekubuza ke umbuzo uye waveza iphuzu lokuthi ke akufundele ubufakazi baka Brigadier Gininda lapho Brigadier Gininda khona echaze ukuthi ke ubophe umangalelo wokuqala nomangalelo wesibili lokho kwenzeka ngesizathu sokuthi ke kulemniningwane etholakala kulesi statement ke owasibhalisayo.
Do you understand?
Uyazwisisa?
Yeah, boss.
I understand you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you. Now, earlier on, when you were still being cross-examined, the state put the following to you. That Brigadier Gininda says that he acted on the information that you provided and arrested accused number 1 and 2. And therefore, your entire evidence is therefore irrelevant. Do you still remember that?
Uyakhumbula ke inkulumo kaMnumzane Baloyi lapho echaze khona ke ukuthi uBrigadier Gininda washo ukuthi ke yena uthathe leyo mniningwane wayisebenzisa iyamholela ke ekutheni abophe umangalelo wokuqala nowesibili kanti ke ubufakazi bakho obunye abusadinga ngalo ekhumbula leyo nkulumo yakhe. Yes, I do remember that.
What did you make of this statement?
Wena ke uthe mawumamelele inkulumo wazwisisa ukuthi usho ukuthini?
Akukho kuningi ngizokuphendula base ngiphendule.
I'm not going to answer further because I've already explained or answered.
Lokho nje ukubophela abantu ubophela amanqine enyathi kuthiwe ufakwe enkingeni ongangene kuzo.
This was just a form of some form of falsely implicating people in things that they are not involved in.
Nisuke la nisebenza khona nisukele mina ongenzekanga ngisho yodwa into lezansi lento enikhuluma ngayo yenzeka khona lapha abasuka khona.
To come to leave their place and to come to wherever I'm staying so far away, because any of those things that they said happened did not even happen where I was resident.
Bangifaka ke ngicine lapho bangifaka ke lapho.
They involved me in that.
Ma bengifakileke base bewenzani lo msebenzi bakhombisa ukuthi bangifakile.
And this is the results that they shown me, or the results that they've involved me in this matter, and now I ended up here in court.
Let us take things a little bit further and say to ourselves, this evidence now is being taken to be irrelevant, triple hearsay evidence. Because that is the attitude of the court. But this is the same information that was used by Gininda to get accused 1 and 2 arrested. The whole thing is just nonsensical. As a matter of fact, Gininda told the Pretoria High Court that he arrested Sibiya and Ntanzi based on that forgery that allegedly emanated in the first instance from Bekizeni Zungu, then to Absalom Zungu, who is supposed to have deposed to an affidavit. Now here is a man coming forward to say that affidavit in which I am supposed to have implicated accused number 1 and 2 in the killing of Senzo MEYIWA. It is a forgery and a lie. But interestingly, the prosecution now is running away from that, its own forgery. Because they are now wanting to make it look like it is not worth the consideration of the court. Let us even agree with them for argument's sake and say it is hearsay evidence and therefore inadmissible. How then could inadmissible hearsay evidence have been used to arrest accused number 1 and 2? If they are now coming to the conclusion that that evidence is worthless, it is nothing, the court should not bother itself about it. But that is the same evidence or information purportedly used by Gininda to arrest 1 and 2. So Gininda, in the arrest of Sibiya and Ntanzi, acted on false information. He falsely and wrongly arrested them because he was alleging that this information came out of Absalom Zungu. And Constable Zungu has always been saying he got this information from his father. So, what do we make of the arrest of Ntanzi and Sibiya? If the same affidavit now, the same affidavit which was used to arrest them is now being shredded by the court, of course it is hearsay evidence. Of course it is triple hearsay evidence. But it can never move or lose its status of being a forgery. It is triple hearsay evidence, which is a forgery. And the interesting thing is that forgery aspect of it, which led to the victimization of Sibiya and Ntanzi. The prosecution cannot eat its cake and have it. At some stage, Gininda at some stage uses an affidavit or the contents of an affidavit, a forged affidavit, to get accused number 1 and 2 arrested. When that same false affidavit, which Absalom Zungu has denounced, comes before the Pretoria High Court, it is now supposed to be hearsay evidence and evidence which must be disregarded. If it is now being disregarded as hearsay, then Ntanzi and Sibiya must then be released, because they were then arrested on the basis of inadmissible hearsay evidence, according to the prosecution. But according to the defense and according to Absalom Zungu, the issue goes beyond just the hearsay aspect of it. It goes to the very nature of the procurement of this evidence, that it is a forgery manufactured by Linda for its own interests. That is what I wanted to bring you this afternoon. Having said that, I'm looking into other things. And my intention is to give you thorough insights into this case, because there are so many aspects of it which we need to grapple with and understand. In the next edition, I'll be taking up other matters which came up today, and the next edition will be coming up in the morning tomorrow. Having said that, let me thank you for watching this video. Let me thank you for all the likes, shares, and subscriptions that I'm seeing. And have a wonderful, wonderful afternoon and evening. Thank you.